All right, boys, as you can tell, stoke levels are a little below average right now because the boys are not in the water yet. We're out with Captain Brett today. He hit us up and he said he knows a couple snags, so we're in a different part of the river than we usually dive. We basically have never dove here. So we're gonna do a little bit of trolling first. Derek has yet to catch his first ever salmon, so all hope is on Derek today. And then there's a couple spots around here that he has marked that we're gonna try to hit and hopefully get into some snags. So we heard this area can be snaggy, and if it is, then it should be a good day at the end of it all. And Derek should get his first salmon today. Are you ready to give up fishing and start diving?
I'm ready. Been waiting. Whole day yesterday. I was thinking about this.
The fishing or the diving?
The diving.
Debo, are you buzzing right now?
Buzzing.
Are you firing on all cylinders right now?
So good. I'm just hammering.
Derek is reeling in his first salmon ever right now. This dude is on cloud 9.
So cool. I was dreaming about that pump last night, and then here we go.
Hold it.
Is that right? The pump?
Right. Stop. Don't stop. Real.
Dude, if you lose this fish...
I'm not losing the fish. I'm a savvy veteran.
Derek, bro, don't stop reeling.
I'm not stopping.
Dude, come on, Debo. Come on, Debo. Come on, Debo. He's buzzing, boys. He's buzzing.
Slow, steady lift.
There he goes. One on for Debo.
Just hammering. Doing what I do. Hey-o. Hammering fish. Hey. Nice work, Debo. Good work, boys. Down.
Right above the eyes. Just mine.
Oh, wow, that was
You're a professional. Gets me fired up.
Damien is buzzing harder than anyone else, actually.
This guy is out of control.
Derek, your first salmon. How are you feeling right now?
First ever. This is just tremendous.
Okay. Get ready.
Now we're talking. Easy, Vlad.
Guys, please in the comments, tell me if Derek looks like he just escaped the insane asylum. Yes or no? If a spearfishing sponsor was needed for anything, it would be just to get Derek a new poncho.
Dear Epsilon. As you can see, the snag right there.
Derek is buzzing, but he cannot wait to get in the water.
Here's 25 feet. Okay. I'm in neutral.
That's what you want to see, going from 50 feet to 18 feet.
So when you guys dive, you want me to follow you down, or you want me to stay up here?
Just try to always stay behind us, because we're always going to be drifting, diving this way.
Okay, you got it.
There it is.
Dive, dive, dive! Welcome back to another video. This is one from the fall time, as you could tell. This was late fall, and this was an area that we've heard about. A lot of people were saying there's going to be crazy amounts of flashers here, crazy snags. It's super snaggy and a lot of guys get caught up. We, right at that time, met Brett, and Brett said he would take us out. He knows the area pretty well and where all the snags are. So we got in and we started drifting, and we were hitting different pinnacles, different rock piles, different snags that they had pinned, and it was pretty slow. I think that's why I never ended up posting this video, because at that time we were, I mean, if you guys remember the fall time, our average snag video, we were pulling hundreds of flashers out. And this one we still did pretty good at the end of it, but it just wasn't as rich and juicy as some of the other videos. But still, after editing this whole video, it was a really cool day the fact that we got to get a fish on, and then we covered a lot of land. Obviously in these videos, I do my best to just keep as interesting as possible and action-packed. So a lot of footage from this day, and I just kept a very small portion of it. I think we were in the water for like 6 hours this day. Covered a lot of ground, and that's just what you got to do to find those big snags. You could drift for 6 hours and only find a couple flashers, but then you just stumble upon the mega snag and there's hundreds of flashers down there, and then all the boys are buzzing and it all pays off quick. But either way, like, all the boys equally are stoked on diving, cleaning up the river, getting some good gear out of it. So there's no complaints anytime we're in the water.
100 feet below this wing gauge, 25 feet.
Okay. Drift number 1. Not our best work. These nicer flashers. Look at this donkey I found. I was happy with him.
Don't forget the dial.
You found that?
Yeah.
The rod slayer. That's funny.
Did you say this was a fly rod?
Every time I post these videos, I realize once I read the comments that 95% of the fishermen watching have no idea what we're actually pulling up, because the gear we're getting right now is used only locally here. It's not even popular in rivers except in our area. This type of gear is usually only used in the ocean, but since the Columbia River is such a big river and such a salmon-rich river, this setup gets run really hard and it's very productive. Guys whack a lot of fish every year on this exact setup. And what it is you have these flashers, the stuff we're picking up. They come in different shapes and sizes. The most popular are these 11-inch rectangle ones, and they basically spin in a 360 fashion, bouncing light, and that light is used to attract salmon, bring them up to the rest of the bait. Because behind the flasher, anywhere from 12 inches all the way to 30, whatever. Some guys have different distances where they have their bait trailing behind it, and that's what the salmon actually bite, is the bait trailing behind the flasher. And then you have your big lead to get all this stuff down to the bottom. So it's a very complicated setup for just catching a salmon, but it does work. And the only problem with it is it's very expensive. Like, a full setup like this can run you anywhere from $30 to $50, including the flasher, the bumper, the lead, the spinner, whatever else fishermen put on it. It's not a cheap setup. So when we come across these giant snags and there's dozens or even hundreds of flashers on it sometimes, you could only imagine the amount of curse words that were said over this one snag. And that's where we come into play. We enjoy spearfishing a lot, but since our ocean is very rough a lot of the year and has terrible visibility, the times where we could go out is very limited. So to scratch the itch of being in the water and getting some diving in, we do this type of diving where we clean up the river. There's a little value in it where we could, for the gear that's in decent shape, we'll resell it. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching have bought some gear off me before, and we're not in it for the profit or the business. There's not much money in it. It's more of just putting gas in the boat at this point and covering some dive gear. And then, obviously, cleaning up a lot of these snags, it makes them less snag gear. Like, except the rock piles, there's nothing you can do about that. A rock pile will always snag no matter what. But, for example, like a big gill net on top of a tree. As soon as you remove that gill net, it's not a snag anymore. So, I always like to say this type of dive-in is a win-win because we get to clean the river, fishermen get to buy some of their gear back for a cheaper price, and we're all happy at the end of the day. Dude, I'm overheating to the max. Drift number 2 down.
Thank you.
No we're still not where we want to be.
They're good stuff though. Like,
Decent. We ended up hitting a couple more spots. They weren't really productive, and we ended the day with 50-something flashers. At the end of the day, the boys got to do what we love, and in my book, that's called a win. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.